So right now we have a woodchuck stuck inside the bottom of our skid steer. Normally we would just leave it all open and then maybe he would come out, but we have a lot to do. We have orders to fill, so we have to kind of work him out. So boys are kind of coming up with a way to see if we can get the woodchuck out of our skid steer. What did they do on Caddyshack?
Dynamite?
Let's get some dynamite. Dynamite in the garden hose. Somebody call Bill Murray.
He was in there earlier this morning, way in the back.
He might have come out. I don't hear him or see him anymore.
There he is.
Can you see him now?
Yep. You gotta get him to spin around and go out the front. Yeah, see, he's right there.
There he goes.
Yep, he's coming out. And in the garage.
We probably should have closed the shop.
There he goes.
He's on out of here.
He's just a babe.
Here he goes.
See ya. Get out of here. Don't get back in that skid steer. Oh man, what are you gonna do? Now let's get back to work.
This thing looks naked without the winch on it now.
I know.
That's weird.
Took off the winch this morning. We just never use it, you know. Never really have an issue getting to all the trees that we need to pull out, so we figured it'd be just as good to take it off and use it on maybe our log truck we're building. She's a good rig. Here's the log truck that we're building. It's an International 4200. We bought it as just a frame, and we picked up this this bed in New Hampshire at a salvage truck place. Bought this grapple, fabbed up the brackets. It's got downriggers. The controls are like a backhoe, and we're gonna switch those to pilot controls. So that way we can run it, and it'll have the same capabilities of our skid steer. It's got a similar head, same kind of open to zero close, so we can grab anything we want. And this thing gets the job done. We can haul quite a bit of logs. We haven't scaled it yet to see what our space is, but we're going to be changing our supports, and we're actually going to end up moving the boom system. We're going to lift that up, slide it forward, bring the deck forward, and put a dump body on it, so that way we can just dump our logs out and we don't have to pick them out one by one. That's our next kind of project this summer. But nothing beats a good grapple, that's for sure. The only thing about this grapple that's kind of a pain is that these hydraulic lines are pretty exposed, and it doesn't take much for these to get kind of jostled around. We used to have a bracket that would clamp over the front and kind of protect where the squeeze and the rotator hydraulic lines go in. There's a bracket that covers that, but with the bolts stripped out, so we have to drill that out and kind of tap it and get new bolts so we can put that guard back on, because running it with this whole system and having these stick out so far and having these exposed, the whole thing's kind of fragile. This has been a really awesome grapple. It's sped up our work a ton. It's made us way more capable, you know, instead of, because we used to have one of those brush clamp buckets that faces only forward. The problem is you have to come at everything from a 90 and you can't spin it and rotate it, and this thing's worth its weight in diamonds. It's awesome. The old woodchuck in the bottom of the skid steer slowed us down a little bit this morning, so we got to get back to it.
Review of the 500i coming soon.
Well, everybody, that kind of concludes our day.
Hey, JR.
What?
There's a woodchuck in the bobcat. What?
That was like 5 hours ago, Beam. Do you have short-term memory loss?
I suffer from short-term memory loss.
I'll bet you $100 there's a woodchuck in that bobcat.
There's no way. Dude, the odds of
No,
two.
I'm serious.
You're so full of it.
Dude,
I'll take that back. I'll bet you.
Dude,
$100.
$100. There's a woodchuck in that bobcat right
No, there's not.
Told you. Thank you.
That is bullshit.